that the sign of work done by the forces on a body is important to understand. So state carefully if the following quantities are positive or negative. So in these cases, for example number 1, what we will do? So that is, first, work done by a man in lifting a bucket out of a well by means of rope tied to the bucket. So here we can say that work done is always written by W is equals to force into S. As force is a vector quantity and displacement is also vector quantity, it ultimately come to the Fs cos theta. Now theta is smaller angle between force and the displacement. Now in the first question, what they have asked? They have asked that work done by a man in lifting a bucket out of a well by means of rope tied to the bucket. So we can say that to lift the bucket, force equals to the weight of bucket has to be applied vertically upward, and the bucket moves along the same direction. So suppose there is a bucket and it is inside the well. If someone is pulling it in this arrangement, suppose it is the, so the person will lift it. So here the force that is applied vertically upward, so here we have to apply the force that is vertically upward, and the bucket moves along the same direction. So the displacement is also in the same direction and the force is also in the same direction. So the theta will be 0. If theta will be 0, we can say that W is equals to F into S cos 0. Cos 0 is 1, that is work will be F into S. So we can say that it is positive work done. So in first case the work done is positive. So this is the first case that we are given. Now in second case they have given that work done by a gravitational force in the above case. So here in the same case we can explain that the gravitational force is exerting in downward direction. We know that suppose the bucket is lifted over here, if this is the arrangement, and if the external applied force is in upward direction, then the gravitational force, that is W, will be in a downward direction. So obviously that bucket moves in a direction opposite to the gravitational force, because the displacement is in upward direction while the gravitational force is in a downward direction, and the angle between them, that will be 180. If the angle is 180, then we can say that the cos theta, that is cos 180, is a negative. If cos 180 is negative, it will be a negative work done. So the work done will be negative in case number 2. Now if we see the case number 3, that is C, work done by friction on a body sliding down an inclined plane. So we know that friction is always opposite the relative motion. So friction is always opposes the motion. So when friction is applied, we can say that theta is 180 and therefore that work is negative. So on an inclined plane, if the frictional force is applied, we can simply say that the work done is negative. Okay, then the question number 4, that is condition D. In this D case, what we are given now, it is given that work done by an applied force on a body moving on a rough horizontal plane with a uniform velocity. Again, a body moves along the direction of applied force. So in we can say that if this is the surface, even though it is a rough, it something is over it and it is pulled, then the displacement is also in this direction and applied force is also in the same direction. Theta will be 0 and therefore work will be positive in this case. So work will be positive in case number 4, that is work done by work done by an applied force on a body moving on a rough horizontal plane with uniform velocity. And the question number 5, that work done by resistive force of air on a vibrating pendulum in bringing it to rest. Obviously, again we can say that the resistive force is also like a friction, that it opposes the direction of motion. So if we talk about the case that a resistive force, so force of resistive is always opposite to the motion. So obviously we can say that it will in opposite direction to the motion, and that is theta will be 180 degree, and therefore work done in this case. Today we are going to see some of the question from the exercise of chapter number 6. Here we are given first the question number 1 of the exercise, and in the question number 1 what is the given that we will follow. Now we will see the example number 2. Now in this example number 2, what we are given and what we have to prove. We are initially given some of the quantities, and on the basis of that actually we have to prove the work energy theorem. Now we will see that how and what are the given. We are given that a body of mass 2 kg initially at rest. So we are given mass that is 2 kg and it is initially at rest. So the U is equals to 0. Under the action of an applied horizontal force of 7 Newton. So we are given F is equals to 7 Newton, that is applied horizontal force. So applied horizontal force of 7 Newton on a table with coefficient of kinetic friction 0.1, we have to calculate first work done by applied force in 10 seconds. Second, we are asked work done by friction in 10 seconds. Third, we are asked work done by net force on the body in 10 seconds. And question number 4 asked is, that is change in kinetic energy of the body in 10 seconds. And then we are asked to interpret our result. So first of all, in short, we have to prove work energy theorem over here. But from the given information, what we can do here we will see that first we have to get the information given by the information that we have to write down or note down over here. Then what we will do, we will apply it one by one and find different quantities for the calculation. So first of all, we are going to find the acceleration due to applied force. So we can say that acceleration due to applied force will be A1, that is force upon m, that we know that F is equals to ma. So from that condition we can get A1, that is 7 by 2, and that is about 3.5 meter per second. So first of all we get the information about the acceleration. Then we also get the information that acceleration and the force of friction. Now we are given force of friction on the basis that we are provided coefficient of friction is 0.1, and we know that force of friction F is equals to mu R, where R is a reaction force or a normal force. Then here R will be mg. So here we can say that F is equals to, that is mu R, that is mu mg, and that is 0.1 into mass given as a 2 and g is 9.8. So ultimately we get the frictional force as 1.96 Newton. Now we are asked to find out the retardation produced due to friction. Obviously, when the frictional force is applied, the retardation will produce, and that is in opposite direction of that acceleration. So the retardation is equals to minus F upon m. Here the value of small f is 1.96 and mass is given as a 2. So the value will be minus 1.96 by 2, that is minus 0.98 meter per second square. Now that is the third thing that we have obtained. So here we got acceleration due to applied force, then we have find that the frictional force, then we have found the retardation due to this frictional force. Now we want to find out the resultant or net acceleration. So to find out the net acceleration, we can sum up that given acceleration, and now for that value we will move further, and we get that net acceleration is a1 plus a2. Here we have obtained a1 as 3.5 and a2 is minus 0.98. So we can say that the net acceleration will be 2.52 meter per second square. Here, then what we will do? Now we will find out the displacement takes place in first 10 seconds. So that distance moved by body can be calculated using the well-known equation, that is S is equals to ut plus 1 half at square. This is very well known equation. You have already studied it in chapter number 4 and chapter number 5. Now using this formula, we can get that the S or the displacement S is equals to the 126 meter. When we put all the value we have obtained above that, we get that is the initial object is average 0. So u is 0. Then acceleration is obtained, that is 2.5, and we are given for the first 10 seconds. T is equals to 10. So when we put all the value in all the valuation above iteration, S is equals to Easy plus 1 half plus 1 half. We obtain the value of that displacement, that is plus 0 1 by 2. Acceleration is 2.52 time, and that is 10 seconds. So 10 seconds square, so 10 square, so 10, and ultimately it will be 26 meter. So that we have also obtained in this case. Now our question number 1, that is work done by applied force in 10 seconds. So here we know that work done by is equals to force into displacement. Here we can say that the force and displacement are in the same direction for the given condition. We can say work 1 is equals to force into displacement. Now they have given that force is equals to 7 Newton and displacement is 126 meter, that we have obtained above. So we can say that work done by applied force or an external force is equals to 8.882 joule in the case number 1. So the ultimately force is 7 and displacement is 126. So ultimate answer is 882 joule. Now question number 2. Question number 2 is regarding friction, that is work done by friction in 10 seconds. Again we know that what is the frictional force given, that we have obtained by the equation mu into mg or mu into r. So that is obtained 1.96. We know that that frictional force is always opposite to the regular motion, and therefore that frictional force and the value due to it is a work is given as a negative. So as we have discussed in example number 1 also, so here we can say that W2 will be minus F into S, that minus F is equals to 1.96 with minus sign, and displacement is taken place, that is 126 meter. So ultimately it will be about minus 246.9 joule, or we can tentatively say that it is 247 joule, but in a negative form. So that is work done by friction or work done due to friction. Now also we can get the third thing, that net work done in whole process. Now the net work done in whole process is, that is work 1 plus work 2. So the total work is equals to work done by applied force and plus work done by a frictional force. We know that applied force work is 882 joule in a positive form, and the frictional force or the work due to frictional force is negative, and that is about minus 246.9 joule. So when we sum up them, we get the resultant answer as 635 joule. So that 635 joule is a work done in a net work done due to all the two type of forces and the resultant one. Now for the question number D, we are asked about the kinetic energy change in our condition. For kinetic energy, we know that initial kinetic energy is 0 due to object is initially at rest. But after 10 seconds, it will have some velocity. Suppose its velocity after 10 seconds be as a equation v equals to u plus at. So if it is the equation v equals to u plus at, we know that u is equals to 0, a, that is a net acceleration, that is 2.52 meter per second square, and time is given for 10 seconds. So when we add up all the things, we get it 25.2 meter per second. That will be the final velocity of the object or of the body. So this is the final velocity, that is 25.2 meter per second. Now in the question that we want to find out the final kinetic energy. To find out the final kinetic energy, we can say that KEF, that is final kinetic energy, is given by 1/2 mv square, and when we put all the values, we got that is 1 by 2 into 2 into 25.2 square. So ultimately it will be 635 joule. Now we also know that initial kinetic energy is 0 because the initial velocity is 0. So we can say that change in kinetic energy. So change in kinetic energy, that is delta K, is KE final minus KE initial. Now KE final is 635 and K initial is 0. So ultimately delta K is nothing but the work or the change in kinetic energy is equals to 635 joule. Now we compare this answer with our above answer number 3. So if we compare that, we get that W is equals to delta K, and therefore we can ultimately say that work energy theorem is here proved. So we have proved that work energy theorem over here, and we can say that it is proved in this case. So this is your example number 2.